Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Turkish ebook before it's gone.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Hello, merhaba, I'm Seda. Ben Seda. Welcome to turkishclass101.com. Today we'll talk about the costs of living in Turkey. And Turkey is a very big country, so the costs are generally different in big cities and the small villages. And the rents and the earnings and a lot of things differ. So I will use Istanbul as an example. Istanbul is not the capital but the biggest city in Turkey, and around 20 million live in Istanbul, so it will give you a rough idea. Istanbul is one of the, I think, the most expensive city as well. But if you're just visiting, this is important knowledge. But if you are planning to live in Turkey, generally in Istanbul the incomes are also higher. So the costs are higher, but the incomes are higher. And when you go to other cities, the incomes is a little bit less than you can earn in Istanbul, but your costs are also a little bit less. So let's start with our costs. It's a good information. So let's start with rent. So in Istanbul there are two sides, one Anatolian side and one European side, and we have 3 bridges and one under tunnel that you can go by car, and one subway goes from underneath the Bosphorus, so you can have a lot of ways to crisscross the sides. And it's literally one side is in Asia, the other side is in Europe. So it's, I think, one of the, I don't know how many other countries have that. Like, we have 2 continents in one city and we have bridges connect them. So that's a little amazing, I think. Anyway, in general, the European side in rent base is higher comparing to Asian side. But it depends actually, because the central places are much more expensive than the the faraway places, and it depends on the how big you want your apartment and how many rooms. The buildings differ. From the new buildings are more expensive than the old buildings, and there are a lot of constructions because of the earthquake. The buildings are getting renewed constantly, so it depends on a lot of factors. That's why it's a little hard to give an exact number, but it starts with from 1,000 Turkish liras to, it can go to 10,000, which is very expensive, but the range is that big. So you can pick a place according to your income, and keep in mind that 1 Turkish lira is around 5.7 American dollar. So you can make your math. And generally the minimum wage in minimum income limit is it's around 2,000, I think 2,300 Turkish liras, which is very low, lower than the survival needs. So people are working on it, I think, or should work on it, but that's the minimum wage. And the rents are starting from 1,000, so you can imagine that it will be really hard to see the end of the month for a lot of people. So if you are coming here and you want to rent a house, you should know that in Istanbul, generally in Turkey, you rent apartments. Houses are very expensive. Maybe in faraway villages you can rent cheap houses, But in cities, you can't just rent a house. It would be very, very expensive, and you couldn't find a lot of houses anyway. We generally live in apartment buildings, and the houses, you can rent them from, there are a couple of websites you can check out, Hürriyet Emlak, Milliyet Emlak, and sahibinden.com. You can check out these websites, or you can use, I think, Airbnb for, you know, renting houses as well. But you know, I don't know, if you're gonna stay for a couple of days, you could go to a hotel or you can use Airbnb. But if you're gonna stay here permanently, using local rental agencies or these rental websites in Turkish would help you, I think, better income wise. So check them out. And this is for rent. Okay, let's see our utilities. Okay, in general, you have to, in Turkey, you have to pay for water. This is not for drinking water. You have to pay for drinking water as well, but this is for utility, for the water coming from the pipes. We don't drink water from pipes. They're not clean. In cities at least, we get bottled waters, and you have to pay for water, pay for electricity, pay for heating. It's generally cold. We have around 4 seasons, so winter time it's getting really cold. And we have a fee for apartments, cleaning and electricity, stuff like that. And we have, let me check, yeah, that's it. So for water, it's one of the cheapest one. This is also depend on how much you use it, but it goes from 50 Turkish liras to 200 Turkish liras for water for a month, because it depends, you know, if you're one person in a house, it's of course you would use less water, and if you are working whole day, you are not at home, you would use less water. But if you are like 4 member family, then you would use more. So from 50 Turkish liras to 200 Turkish liras. For apartment fees, if you're living in a single, you know, small apartment, the fees can go as low as 20-30 Turkish liras. But if you're living in luxury compounds, it can go to like 500 Turkish liras. So that's for apartments. You pay for apartments. They take care of your apartment cleaning. They take care of your trash, and some people come at some time and collect your trash, and they take care of your sometimes security. If it's getting if you pay more, generally security includes, and you things like that. You have to pay for apartment. And heating is killing us. It's so expensive, and we generally in Istanbul, and not all the cities in Turkey, but in big cities, we use natural gas, and it's really expensive. It's again depends on how much you use it. If you're not at home all day and you're just running the heats only for a couple of hours, of course it's not gonna get too high. But if you're using it all day long, then it would get from, I think, let me check my numbers. Yeah, minimum it's around 100 Turkish liras. For 2 it goes up to 800 Turkish liras. So it depends on how much you use it. And in some apartments you can control your heating, like you turn it on and turn it off. But in some apartments, the apartment control it, so you don't have any saying on it. So it's like a shared heating. So they calculate the amount for the whole apartments, and then they just divide it to the number. So it depends on the building as well, and how good is the apartment's physical properties. It depends on a lot of factors, but that's the range. And for water heating, some apartments use natural gas for water heating. Some apartments use electricity, so it depends on the apartment as well. And for electricity, it wasn't that expensive, but this year it's much more expensive. So it again depends on how much you use it, but it ranges from, I think it's minimum 100 Turkish liras you get for electricity. So I don't know how much that means. You can calculate the amount, but that's for the utilities and rent. So let's check out some vocabulary. We have rent, right? Rent is in Turkish kira, kira, kira. We have bill. It's fatura, fatura, fatura, fatura. And we have electricity bill, for example. It is elektrik faturası. Elektrik faturası. Elektrik faturası. We have water bill. It's su faturası. Su faturası. Su faturası. And we have natural gas bill. La la la. Doğal gaz faturası. Doğal gaz faturası. Doğal gaz faturası. And we have the apartment pay, as I told you before. It is aidat. Aidat. So you have your all vocabulary information for rents and utilities. Okay, so let's see what you need in Istanbul. You need to know how much you will spend on transportation, right? If you are living, most of the cities have this card. I don't have it with me right now. I would show you. But we have cards called, if you are living in Istanbul, it's called Istanbul card. If you are living in Izmir, it's called accordingly. And all the cities have their own cards. And you need to use this for public transportation. You can just pay independently, but it would be much more expensive. And let's check the fees, okay? Let's go and come back. As you can see, there is 3 different type of cards. One is full fare, the other is student card, and the other is teacher or social card. The fees are different. And there is also a monthly card which is called blue card. And the blue card prices are also different according to the card type. And you will see here this transfer fares for buses and metro buses. Metro bus is a specific type of bus separate from the traffic lane, which is good because you don't get stuck in the traffic. And you see per transfer how much does it cost. And as you can see, you can also get a free electronic ticket, but it's more expensive. So if you are planning to travel a lot in Istanbul or in other cities, it's better to get a card to use it. Okay, so you saw the fees, and it's much more, it's smarter to use Istanbul card. You can just get smart Istanbul cards from bus stops, or you can just order online. That's okay, and use it. And there are also sometimes free passes when you use it. For example, in a time limit, you use the subway, you use the bus and the ferry. Then some of them goes on a free pass. You don't pay anything. But if you don't have the card, you have to pay for them separately. And for students, as I told you before, for students it's so inexpensive, so it's better to get Istanbul card or another city card to use the public transportation. And For Istanbul, the public transportation, I think it's the best way because it's a very crowded city, and there's a lot of traffic jam, and you know, if you use your own car, rent your own car, it's not a very good idea to rent a car in Istanbul. Parking is a problem. You have to pay for parking, and traffic is a problem, and you would go crazy. So use public transportation. If there's a traffic jam, then you could use the train, the subway, or you could take the ferry, or you could just walk. It's much more better to be stuck in traffic. So if you have to go somewhere, you don't want to use the public transportation, you would use taxi, of course. And I think it's global. Taxis are expensive everywhere, right? So in Istanbul, it's also expensive to travel with taxi, and most of the time you could, stuck in traffic with taxi. But you need to know the numbers, so you could, some taxi drivers, they took the long way because they assume that you are foreigners. Not all of them, but some of them, they assume that you are foreigners and you don't know the way, you don't know the road. So if the way is, for example, from here to here, instead of going like that, they go like that. So it's a long way and it's more money. Shame, but some people do that. So for that, there's an app in Turkey. It's called, I think, Bitaxi. Yeah, Bitaxi. You could set your location, and from that location you can see the taxis nearby. It's like kind of Uber, but not it's for taxis. You see the closest taxis, you choose one, and you also choose the destination, so you can see the destination on the map. Okay, so you see the destination on the map, and you can also pay with a credit card, I think. So it's good that if you don't have cash with you, you can pay with the credit card. So it's maybe more secure for foreigners to use that. But even if you use regular taxis, most of them are okay. But you would maybe ask local how to go there, how far is it, before you jump on the taxi, so you have an idea. Or use just your map on your smartphone to see how much does it take to go from some location to other location, so you have a general idea. And I think the taxi, let me check my notes. Yes, it starts with around 5-6 Turkish liras. It starts with that number, then it adds up in every kilometer. It adds up around 3, I think. Yeah, it's 3 Turkish liras per kilometer. So you can just look at the map, do your math. So we cover your transportation, right? Let's cover some transportation vocabulary. For taxis, we say taxi. Easy, right? Taxi. We just say taxi. For bus, we say otobüs. Otobüs. Otobüs. For tren, I'm sorry. For train, we say tren. Tren. Tren. And we have some jitneys, like these small, bigger taxi thing that you share your taxi, and we call them dolmuş. And we have these minibuses. They go like crazy, but they take you everywhere, and they're very cheap in general. We call them minibus. And we have some ferries, because Istanbul is surrounded by sea, and for ferries we say vapur. And let's check. Yeah. For subway we say metro. And for this is just for Istanbul. Normally train is tren, as I told you before. But for Istanbul, because we have those under subway kind of thing between two sides of Istanbul, from European side to Asian side, that was called Marmaray because the sea surrounding Istanbul is Marmara Sea, Marmara Denizi. That's why it was called Marmaray. And now they connected the train lines in both areas, in Anatolian part and European part, through Marmaray. So the whole train line is called Marmaray right now. Okay, this is just for Istanbul, but keep that in mind. So you know all about transportation, and let's go talk about eating. Okay, if you are living here, you would probably cook at home, so you would go to a grocery market or farmers market. There are a lot of farmers market in Turkey and in Istanbul as well. In every part of city there are different farmers market in different days. So generally farmers market are cheaper than grocery stores, and you know the food expenses are changing all the time. But if you're gonna cook, it's gonna be around, if you're one person, it's probably the groceries go around at least 300 Turkish liras per person. But again, it depends on how many food you buy, what kind of foods you buy, how much do you cook. I couldn't speak. How much do you cook? So it depends on a lot of factors, but let's say around 300 Turkish liras. But if you go out, you should go out. Turkish food is really, I would say, I don't know, number one. I really love it. You can find everything. I don't think anybody wouldn't find anything that at least would, I don't know. I'm speechless. Turkish food is good. And if you go out, you can find even the cheapest. We have simit. It's like some kind of bagel, but much delicious than bagel. It goes like 2 liras, 3 liras. You can get simit and ayran. It's a yogurt drink, ayran. You would pay 5-6 liras for that, and you would done with for breakfast, or you would done with for I don't know, like lunch, for a couple of Turkish liras. But besides street food, you should try street food, but you should be, you should talk to locals and ask them where to eat the street food. That would be safer. And mid-range restaurants would go like, I think, 30-40 Turkish liras per person. You could have a full meal with the the soup and the meat and some vegetables. And after that, for high class restaurants, you could pay like 200, 300, 500 even Turkish liras for specific foods. It goes forever, I think, according to your taste and according to your budget. So you should be, the food part is the easiest part to arrange your budget. I think that in every budget there is something good to eat, so it would be easier. So we covered the food, we covered utilities, we covered the housing, we covered transportation. Yeah, now let's talk about some fun activities. For example, if you want to go to a movie, the regular movies would start, I think, let me check, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think 3D movies are the blockbusters, are the most expensive ones. They start around 30-35 Turkish liras per person, and it can goes a little bit more expensive according to the movie theater. But there are like independent movies, independent movie theaters. You can find tickets for even 10 Turkish liras, and some days are cheaper for students as well. If you are planning to study here, get a student card, because transportation, museums, or like some movie theaters have discounts for students. So that's for the movies. For theaters, it's again, I think it starts from 20-30 Turkish liras. So if you think like euro, and if you change it to euro and all these prices to USD, it's gonna be really cheap. But if you are earning Turkish liras, that you can make a budget thinking these numbers. And yeah, concerts are, I think, a little bit more expensive. And I think it starts it starts from 100 Turkish liras. It changes according to the, depending on the concert and the place. Maybe some concert would be even cheaper, but generally it would start from 100 Turkish liras, I think. And museums. Some museums are free. You can just go and have a walk and check it out. And some museums you have to pay a fee, and the fee can go up to, I think, 80 Turkish liras. That's the most, I think, one of the most expensive fees for museums. Generally, the museums are not that expensive in Turkey. So I think we are done with the costs. And let's talk about some fun leisure activity vocabulary as well before we go, and you'll be covered. So for museums, we would say müze, müze, müze. And for concerts, we would say konser, konser, konser. And for theaters, we would say tiyatro, teatro, tiyatro. And for movie theaters, we would say sinema, cinema, cinema. And let's see, for books, we would say kitap, kitap. And I didn't talk about the book fees, but it can start from $10, 10 Turkish liras. From it can go to 50, 60 Turkish liras if the book is really high quality with pictures, with good quality paper and like hardcover. It can go like that. And I think the ticket, we forgot the ticket. The ticket is bilet, bilet, bilet. Yay! Yay! Now you know all about the costs for living in Turkey, especially in Istanbul. So why don't you visit? Have you ever visited Istanbul or Turkey? How much did you spend? What did you find it expensive or cheap? Please leave some comments below and let me know. See you guys. Bye.
Speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Being in planes, trains, and buses can be an uncomfortable experience for many people. Often there are small, cramped seats, not many things to do, and sometimes the experience is even scary. Despite this, you often see people working in these environments. How do they do it? In this video, you'll learn 3 tips to help you be able to study anywhere. The first one is adjust to your environment. Most of us would probably agree that a plane or a bus is not the best place to study. These environments are usually dark and cramped, and you may have a crying baby next to you. But the point is, there's never a perfect time or place to learn. The reality is that a lot of us use transportation every day. We face environments that are typically considered unsuitable for study. Trains get crowded. You can't do much in your car. Even in your own home, you'll get distracted by the TV or Facebook or something. And some days you'll be sick. You'll be tired. You'll have dinner plans. Once you accept that there's rarely such a thing as the perfect time to study, you can start thinking about how to make the best of the environment you have at that time. For example, if you ride a train, you might stand up for a long time. It might be difficult to focus on a book. In a case like this, you can use the Innovative Language 101 app to study. Listen to the audio lessons, or do the word of the day by email. There are ways that you can learn in just about any situation. The point is, you need to adjust your study method to your environment. So take a look at your day and see where your time goes. Are there any gaps in between your activities where you feel like you can't study? And is there any way you can adjust? 2. Take advantage of your limited time. We've surveyed tons of learners over the years, and every year we find that the #1 reason most people don't learn a language is they say they have no time. But there's a chance you may have some spare time to study. You might just not recognize it yet. Let's say you commute for 30 minutes every day. You can ask yourself, how do I put these next 30 minutes to use? Or if you finish work at 7 p.m. and spend an hour doing nothing, you can think about what you might do in that hour that will help you work towards your goals. You don't have to use all 30 minutes of your commute or the full hour of your free time, but you can definitely fit in a short lesson or take other steps towards your goals. 3. Have an on and off mindset. When you work, it can be really helpful to have a kind of on-off switch for when it's time to work and time to rest. You can apply the same idea to your language studies. When it's time to study, you can focus solely on that. You don't spend time thinking about doing it, you just do it. It doesn't matter where you are or what kind of studying you're doing, as long as it gets done. And when you're done with a lesson, reward yourself. It can be as simple as telling yourself, "Great job." When you're finished with the time you promised yourself for studies, feel free to focus on the next thing. In this video, we covered a few tips to help you study no matter where you are or how much time you have. It's all about having the right mindset. And for even more ways to study, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Today, traditional classrooms are no longer the only or even best place to learn a new language. More and more people are finding that they can easily learn a language just about anywhere they have a few minutes of spare time, including their daily commute to work. According to the US Census Bureau, the average American spends over 50 minutes a day commuting to and from work, or over 300 hours a year. But rather than simply sitting in traffic and wasting the time, you can instead use your daily commute to literally learn a new language in just a few short months. Our language learning program has specialized learning tools that you can use on your commute to and from the office to master a language in your spare time. What are some reasons traditional classroom settings just aren't the best option for most people in today's fast-paced world? Difficulty getting to and from class. Learning on someone else's schedule. Very expensive and may cost thousands of dollars to complete. Can take years to finally complete classes and learn the language. The simple truth is that traditional classroom instruction is simply not a viable option for most people in today's very fast-paced, time-starved world. Now, let's examine how you can learn a language faster, more easily, and at far less expense than traditional classes, all during your commute to work and back home again. 3 reasons your daily commute can help you master a language in the next year. On average, Americans spend more than 300 hours per year commuting. During the commute to and from work, over 6 hours a week is completely wasted. The time isn't used to help you reach any goals or objectives. But thanks to online language learning platforms with audiobooks and other resources that you can access during your commute, you can easily transform wasted time into progress toward learning a new language. With over 300 hours available annually, your daily commute could provide you with enough time to gain significant skills in a new language each and every year. Increase your earning potential while commuting to work. How would you like to transform all those spare commuting hours each week into more money for a new car, house, or even a dream vacation? According to research, someone making $30,000 per year can boost their annual income by $600 or more per year by learning a second language. Over the course of a lifetime, that's a significant amount. How? From work-at-home translation jobs to working overseas, there are many ways to leverage your second language into more money in your bank account. So instead of wasting your precious time, you can make your commute more productive and eventually profitable. The more languages you learn, the higher your income potential. Repetition is key to mastering a new language. Not sure if it's practical to learn another language while commuting to and from work each day? Well, not only is it possible, learning in your car on the way to and from work each day can actually help you learn and master any language quickly. The simple truth is that repetition is absolutely vital to truly internalizing and mastering any language. So, if you listen to audiobooks or even audio lessons on your commute to work, and then repeat the same lesson on your commute home, the information is more likely to be locked into your long-term memory. Our language learning program has been helping people learn and master language in the comfort of their home, during their daily commute, or any place they have a few spare minutes of time. Here are 5 features of our program that make it easy to learn a new language while commuting to and from work. First, the largest collection of audio lessons on the planet by native speaker instructors. Every single week, native speaker instructors create new audio lessons. All lessons are short, to the point, and guaranteed to improve your mastery of a language. Second, the word of the day. Simply exposing yourself to new information and vocabulary terms helps increase your fluency and mastery of your target language. So every single day, check out the word of the day and memorize it during your commute. It's a quick and easy way to boost your vocabulary every day. Third, daily dose mini lessons. Have a short commute to work but still want to make progress towards learning more than just vocabulary? Not a problem. Our daily dose mini lessons are 1 minute or less and are designed to improve your grammar, conversations, and pronunciation. Fourth, all content is available on a convenient mobile app. You don't need a PC or tablet to learn during your daily commute. Instead, all of our lessons, tools, and resources are available 24/7 via our mobile app. That means you can access all of our audio lessons and other tools during your commute to work or anytime you have a few spare minutes. Fifth, audiobooks and other supplemental resources. In addition to the world's largest online collection of HD audio lessons, our language learning program has audiobooks to enhance your understanding and make it more convenient than ever to learn a language during your commute. The average commute time of most Americans is over 300 hours each year, and it's the perfect opportunity to learn and master a new language. Use the dead time during your daily commute to learn a new language and potentially boost your lifetime earnings. Whatever your motivation, our language learning program has the tools and resources necessary to help you learn a new language each year during your commute to and from work. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Wait, before we start, do you want a bundle of 30 printable Turkish PDF cheat sheets, teaching you words and phrases for conversations for free? Then click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get access.
Hey, what's up everyone? Merhaba, nasılsınız? Ben Seda from turkishclass101.com. Hoş geldiniz. Welcome back to our Turkish language lessons, and today we have an exciting topic to discuss. It is work culture in Turkey. Okay? Let's dive in. Are you guys ready? Let's get started. First of all, work hours. In Turkey, typical work hours vary, depending on the industry and the company. But generally, the standard work week consists of 40 hours, usually divided 5 working days from Monday to Friday. And offices and businesses commonly operate between 9 a.m. 6 p.m. Okay? But work hours can vary, and some jobs may require employees to work beyond these typical office hours. And certain professions or industries offer additional compensation for working outside this regular working hours. For instance, if you work in a cafe or a restaurant, you may have shifts that extend into evening or weekends, okay? And similarly, in retail settings, such as like supermarkets, there are designated shift hours you pick from. And additionally, working during holidays and evenings and special occasions may entitle you to receive additional pay or bonus. And shops and businesses in Turkey generally have longer opening hours compared to maybe Europe and America. And this extended time frame, of course, requires employees to be there in these sectors to work longer hours. For instance, professions like hairdressers, salon workers, or the other service providers often have longer working hours to cater customers' needs. And furthermore, Turkey's film and TV industry is known for its demanding schedules. People working in these sectors often complain about the excessive hours and lack of work-life balance, leading to strikes and labor actions. Okay, I think that's it. And the next part we have to look at like work socialization. As you can guess, the Turkish people in Turkey, the importance of socialization during like tea, coffees, and also cigarette breaks cannot be overstated. These breaks provide an opportunity for like colleagues to not just relax but also discuss work-related issues. And it's common for business discussions to take place during these informal moments. And unlike in some other cultures, the boundaries between work and like work meetings and like meals are not strictly defined in Turkey. And it's not uncommon for business discussions to seamlessly transition from like formal meetings to shared meals or even like during tea or coffee breaks. And as I mentioned in our previous lessons, like videos on doing business in Turkey, the social aspects play a significant role in building business relationships, business connections, and establishing a rapport and nurturing relationships through casual conversations is highly valued in Turkey. The Turkish concept of iş bağlama, like tying business, emphasizes the importance of like forming personal connections in business. So don't expect all conversations in the workplace to be strictly work-related and not just in the office, place. Engaging in like friendly discussions, enjoying tea and coffee together, and creating like comfortable atmosphere and are integral to conducting business in Turkey. So it's worth noting that tea and coffee breaks are not limited to like specific times or locations. And in Turkish work culture, these breaks can occur throughout the day in various settings. And whether it's in the office, a meeting room, or a nearby cafe, these moments of like respite provide an opportunity for colleagues to connect on both personal and professional levels. So that's wrap up like Turkey's the workplace, the significance of tea, coffee, and also cigarette breaks in Turkish work culture. And remember, in Turkey, business connections are often built through these social interactions, and engaging in casual conversations is just as important as discussing work matters. And despite the work hours, Turks value like work-life balance. They believe in enjoying their free time and spending it with family and friends. And like that's it, I think, for the socialization part. And let's talk about corporate hierarchy. Okay, hierarchy. When it comes to corporate hierarchy and like relationships, Turkey follows a formal structure. And companies usually have a clear chain of command with a hierarchical structure, like where decisions are made by top-level managers, and like respect for authority and age also is important. And employees typically address their their superiors by their titles or using the term hanım or bey. Hanım for woman such as Seda Hanım, Bey for man such as Ali Bey. Okay, first name then hanım or bey, not the surname, last name. And what kind of professions we have? We have all kinds of professions. Let's talk about common professions in Turkey. Like any other country, I think the workforce in Turkey is diverse. Some common professions include engineers like doctors, teachers, lawyers, IT professionals like skilled workers in manufacturing industry, like all kinds of professions. And Turkey also has a thriving, tourism sector. So jobs related to hospitality or tourism are also very prominent. And that's it, I think. Lunchtime customs. Lunch breaks in Turkey are typically longer than in other countries. We love to eat. People take their time to enjoy their lunch, like hearty meal and socialize with colleagues. And many employees prefer to have a warm, balanced Turkish meal during their lunchtime, which often includes a variety of Turkish dishes. And some businesses have their own kitchen and serve lunch, and some businesses cater outside, and again serve lunch, and some don't. In that case, people go out and eat their lunch in restaurants, generally together. And they have a card called Sodexo, and the name can change. That card, which is paid by the company, that card is paid by the company. There's a limit, of course, but employees use their Sodexo card to pay for their lunch. So that covers it all. And vacation. In Turkey, apart from religious and national holidays, people generally prefer to take their annual leave during summer months. And we don't have that much longer vacation times. It's important to note that in business world, the individuals who haven't completed the first year of employment may not be encouraged to take their annual leave. While that is not a strict rule, it depends on the company's principles in general and discretion of it's up to the managers actually. And for those who have completed their first year, the duration of annual leave can vary between 15 days to 30 days, depending on the company's policies and how long you have been working there. And it is important to adhere to these guidelines. And they want you to, finish those days before. They don't want to, leave your days to the next year. And planning your vacation in advance and discussing it with your, employer is highly recommended. And doing so, you can assure smooth process and avoid any potential conflicts and misunderstandings. And the dress code. Corporate companies often have stricter dress codes, which are determined by regulations. Generally, a business casual attire is preferred. On the other hand, agencies and similar workplaces tend to have more relaxed dress codes, and government and public institutions have actually stricter dress codes, which are determined by their own regulations. And these regulations outline the specific attire that employees can and cannot wear. The aim of these dress codes is to maintain a professional and formal appearance within these government organizations, and employees are generally required to wear business attire such as suits, formal dresses, and conservative clothing. And these dress codes are enforced on the employees to project a sense of authority, professionalism, and respectability associated with the government and public institutions. And compliance with these dress codes is important for employees to uphold their reputation and image of these organizations. But when it comes to creative sectors, those sectors allow for more relaxed dress style. However, it should be noted that casual dress practices are primarily for employees who don't have to direct communication with the clients. Okay, if your goal is to work in creative teams, you need to stand out a little. Maybe having a personal style in these environments is a little bit, I think, beneficial. A classic suit with a white shirt may create somewhat, ordinary image. Even if your portfolio is creative, at first glance you may give the impression of working on a monotonous, plain project. So, okay, these are the, things I can think of. I will give you tactics now. Let's say tactics. Now, some tactics for working with Turkish people. Building trust is primary importance in the Turkish business world. Whether it's customers or like partners or like establishing anyone else, establishing a sense of trust is crucial. Therefore, it's essential to portray a reliable image. Before doing business with Turks, I recommend taking your time, being patient, and networking as much as possible. Consider the first one, consider specific number of family-owned businesses in Turkey. Remember that personal relations can open important doors in the business world. Okay? And just like in another country, Turkey has its own cultural codes. Since Turkey combines Eastern and Western values, it's beneficial to familiarize yourself with the cultural norms beforehand. Pay attention to greetings, table manners, gestures, language style, as well as national and religious values. Okay? So the next thing I can think of, Turks appreciate and value humility. They don't like arrogance. I can say we don't like arrogance. I don't know, this is generalization, but true. As long as you show respect and honesty, you won't face any issues while working with Turks. And respecting the cultural values of the Turkish people will help you establish a good long-term relationship with them. Okay? Decision-making process in Turkey can sometimes be slow. You may need to have multiple meetings before reaching a conclusion. Therefore, it's important not to rush and patiently wait for the other party to make decisions. And I talked this about in my business video. The other thing is, however, you don't be careful about the, bribing anyone, but you can give small souvenirs from your own country to the people you'll be doing business. Such gifts are not perceived as bribes, but rather as gestures that make the other person happy. So you can give gifts, but you have to be careful about it. And bargaining is a common practice in Turkey. You can negotiate the price of a product lower than the sticker product when shopping. While bargaining may not be applicable everywhere, like in restaurants and stuff, it's okay in bazaars and markets. And additionally, when purchasing raw materials from Turkish company as business owner, you can negotiate the price, of course. And when you come to Turkey to work with Turks, your potential partners will most likely invite you to meals. Turks are incredibly hospitable towards foreigners and enjoy entertaining their guests. Therefore, don't find their gestures strange. It's important to note that many partnerships, sales, and business deals are often finalized during these informal business meals. Although these meals may not be official events, they hold great significance in the business world. So don't think what are we doing? Let's talk business. Just relax, build your relationship, and follow the rest. And in corporate companies, it's common to wear suits. We recommend learning about the specific rules, the workplace regarding hair, beards, earrings and tattoos and other details. And generally it's casual, smart is safe. Generally it's safe. But if you're gonna go to a serious government place, you may wear a suit or something like that. And it's important to mention that the standards of attire and appearance in Turkey align with those in Western countries. So you can be relaxed there. And I think that's it. We covered a lot. And let me think, I can't think anything else. And I hope you find the lesson informative and interesting. And if you have any questions and want to learn more, please let me know in the comment section. And have you, ever done business with a Turkish person or a company, or are you working in Turkey? I'd like to know. Teşekkür ederim. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And if you want to learn more about Turkish and Turkey's culture, please check out our website, turkishclass101.com. You can also click to the bell somewhere around here to get notifications when a new video comes to the channel. I will see you next time. Hoşça kalın. Görüşmek üzere.
Now that you're finished with this lesson, don't forget, as a free bonus, you get over 30 conversation cheat sheets, but only if you sign up via the link in the description. You'll learn how to have flowing conversations and how to answer the most common questions. You can also print out these colorful cheat sheets to keep as physical study material. So don't miss out on this free gift. Click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get your PDF cheat sheets.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Herkese merhaba, ben Seda. Welcome to turkishclass101.com. Nasılsınız? Umarım her şey yolundadır ve herkesin keyfi yerindedir. Today we will talk about top 5 business people in Turkey. The first person on our list is Hüsnü Özyeğin. Hüsnü Özyeğin. He is the founder of Finansbank, one of the biggest banks in Turkey. Özyeğin was born in 1944 in Izmir. He went to US for college with a little money in his pocket. After studying civil engineering, he finished his MBA from Harvard Business School. After returning to Turkey, he managed Pamukbank and Yapı Kredi Bank. In September 1987, he founded Finansbank, which quickly evolved to become one of the Turkey's most successful banks under his leadership. Özyeğin is an entrepreneur and has founded 99 companies employing 15,000 people. Özyeğin is a passionate philanthropist and has invested in many programs. He currently serves as chairman of Özyeğin University, chairman of Hüsnü Özyeğin Foundation, trustee of Modern Child Education Foundation, and member of Board of Deans Advisors of Harvard Business School. Okay, the next person on the list is Cem Boyner. He was born in 1955 in Istanbul. He is the CEO of Boyner Retail Stores in Turkey, and he was a short-time politician. He also served as youngest chairman of Turkish Industrialists and Businessmen's Association, TÜSİAD. He got interested in politics in 90s, and he founded a liberal-leaning political party but couldn't get into parliament, and he quit politics immediately. He got interested in photography and opened exhibits and published books of his photography. Cem Boyner was honored with the World Leadership Award at the meeting themed Gender Equality and Global Unemployment Problem held within the scope of United Nations. And he was deemed worthy of this award for the practices of democracy in the workplace and his work that raises awareness of gender equality in the public. Cem Boyner received the Male Champion of Change Award at the 5th Women in Leadership Forum held in Dubai in 2013. And our next person is a woman, Gözde Akpınar. Gözde Akpınar was born in 1980. She's a relatively young business person. She is the chairman of Betek Group and the owner of Filli Boya, and also the founder of Game Platform. Gözde Akpınar, whose name is identified with Filli Boya, sold Filli Boya and founded a digital platform called Game. Game meaning güzel ahlak, iyi niyet, meaning something like good morals and goodwill. She said this is a job she has studied for a long time and it is in her heart. Gözde Akpınar has carried out social responsibility projects in many different fields, including women, education, and the environment. One of the projects carried out under her leadership was the Filli Boya Science Camp project. The starting story of the project is based on the aim of empowering women in society and making women realize their own power. It focuses on equality of opportunity and education, which are among the most important factors in strengthening the position of women in social, political, and economical fields. And the next person is Nevzat Aydın. Nevzat Aydın was born in 1976 and is a Turkish internet entrepreneur, an angel investor, and a mentor. He was among 150 entrepreneurs invited from all over the world to the entrepreneurship summit held by the USA President Barack Obama. And he is the co-founder and CEO of yemeksepeti.com, Turkey's largest online food ordering platform. Nevzat Aydın has more than 40 startup investments with a total investment value of $20 million. And he gives priority to internet companies when making his investment decision, but he also invests in companies in different sectors that adopt technology as a trigger. And the last person we will talk about is Güler Sabancı. She was born in 1955. She has held various senior positions in Sabancı Group companies, also the chairman of Sabancı University and Foundation Board of Trustees, and the chairman of Sakıp Sabancı Museum Board of Directors. And Güler Sabancı is the first female member of many organizations, and such as the European Roundtable of Industrialists. She serves on the International Advisory Board of Energy Initiative and Columbia Business School Advisory Board. And in addition, she serves as a member of UN Global Compact Board of Directors involving business, civil society, labor, and employers organizations. And as of 2021, she is listed as the 77th most successful, powerful woman in the world by Forbes. Okay, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, guys, we are done with our list. Hope you enjoy learning about Turkish business people and Turkish economy a little bit. And leave some comments, and I will see you next time. Görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Turkish ebook before it's gone.